What up everyone, the droid to hear the power of Kazakhstan. Today I bring you some Russian power episode 9. Today we're gonna be using пистолет-пулемет образца 1941 года системы Шпагина, or PPSH, just short, and it translates as a pistol pulemyot made in 1941 by Systems of Spagin, which was a creator, or you can just say submachine gun of Spagin, or just PPSH. That's just easier in my opinion. So this gun was made in 1941 during the war started. You know which one? World War II, or Great Patriotic War, as we like to call it. Like post USSR countries like to call it, because many of us died there. But that's not what I'm gonna talk about. So this gun was actively used during the World War II, and it was taken off in 1951. Why? Because it was just kind of outdated, and yeah, but it was still used in different countries because Soviet Union had a lot of PPSHs in their storage, and they just gave to the Eastern Bloc countries, or as you can might say, communist countries. Now let's get started with characteristics of the PPSH. So it was developed during 1940s but made into production during 1951s, and it weighs without the magazine is 3.6 kilograms, 5.6 with the drum magazine, which you see on the game. And also there was a different magazine that looked like an AK magazine, like a stick magazine, that's how I like to call it. It was 4.15 kilograms. So the length of this gun is 843 millimeters, or 84.3 centimeters. The barrel length is 269 millimeters, which is quite good for the submachine gun. Okay, it shoots 762 by 25 millimeter, or it was used in the Tokarev pistol, and shoots caliber of 7.62 millimeter, which was pretty good at the time because it was about the rifle round. And the rate of fire of this gun is 900 rounds per minute, which is very good for a submachine gun, as I told before. The muzzle velocity is 490 meters per second. The range of this gun is about 200 till 300 meters. It had magazine capacity of 35 with box magazine, or stick magazine, that's how I like to call it, or 71 bullets in the drum magazine. And in the game you get only 25, which is very wrong, but I think they got it to make it more balancing. I don't know what DICE did, but it is just bullshit, because drum mag should have 70 bullets, and if they want to have 25 bullets, at least make it realistic. Put a stick magazine, or the box magazine, whatever you want to call it. So PPSH was a standard issue for the submachine gunner during the World War II for the Red Army, and this gun was so powerful that if the Germans captured it, they'll use it as their own primary weapon or the trophy gun. And they too adapted their own version of the PPSH that shoots their 9mm bullets that were fed into MP40. So as you know, it went out of service in Soviet Union in 1951, but it's still used right now. It was used in Korean War, Vietnam War, Chinese Civil War, Cambodian War, Iraq War, which is quite young, Iraq War, and it's still used right now. And the number built is quite good for the gun. There were 6 million units built of PPSH, which is I think pretty good for the gun. Means that it is good. If there's a lot of numbers built, like AK-47, I think there's like 100 millions built, and if there's a lot of numbers built, means it's a good gun. The PPSH was actually modeled from PPD, пистолет-пулемет Дегтярева, and Degtyarev is the guy who made RPD, DP-28, and I talked about him in the other episodes of my Russian power. And what the Spagin had to do is basically make all the good characteristics of PPD and transfer it into PPSH by overcoming the technical features of the Papade. I know it sounds confusing. One thing that PPSH has over Papade is that it was cheap to make, or cheap to manufacture, should I say. It was very easy to use and very simple. So that's one of the guns you should hire the conscript, which mostly consists of unexperienced uh, countrymen, should I say, or maybe those who just got into the army when they heard the war. That's one of those guns that what I mean by simple to use. I also remember holding Peppa Shy in the War Museum, and well, maybe you can say military museum. And one thing that I found that is very uncomfortable to hold, and you do not hold what my character holds right now on the barrel. Why? Because the barrel will get really hot, and if you hold it where it's really hot, it of course will be unpleasant, and you would burn your hand or something like that. So many of the soldiers did is they hold by the ammunition, and the drum mag is very uncomfortable to hold. But if you have the box magazine or the stick magazine, it will be pretty good to hold because it is more comfortable than the drum mag. And that's pretty much it for the history part. And now let's get to the gameplay statistics, or the game statistics of Pepper Shah in Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam. So it is of course in the engineer kit of Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam, and the damage is 25 is the highest damage, 15 is the lowest damage. The damage multiplier is 2.1 in the head, so if you hit him in the head, you need 2 bullets to kill the guy. So ammunition capacity is 25 rounds, which is quite small compared to other submachine guns, but it's pretty powerful, which I don't complain. But uh, if you add the realistic parts into it, it is very unrealistic that it has such a big drum magazine and only 25 bullets. Rate of fire in this game is 300 rounds per minute. Fire mode is of course automatic. As you know, there's two other submachine guns in the Vietnam expansion. It is M10 and Uzi, and Papasha is very different from. It has higher damage comparing to them, and higher recoil and lower fire rate. But one thing that Papasha is kind of lacking is the ammunition. You will constantly reload because once you kill one guy, you'll have to reload, and then reload again, which is I think kind of balancing the Pepper out because it is much powerfuler than the M10 and Uzi. And yeah, I think they added low ammo capacity, so it will have uh, more balance comparing to other guns. Like M10 has 40 bullets, and it just eats through ammo. Overall, Papasha is the great gun in real life and in Vietnam too. In real life, even though it only used 10 years in its homeland, but it is used by different other countries, which expands its lifetime. And of course, as usually, there will be modifications of the gun to modernize it, to make it have less recoil, and some other stuff to make it more useful than it was at the first release. In the game Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam, Papasha is pretty strong submachine gun, and I think it is one of the stronger submachine guns in the engineer kit. Well, it is. It is mostly used. That's one thing I found for sure. And also, I think it has very great iron sights. That's why I think it got used more. And one thing I found funny for me in Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam, that I cannot use non-Russian guns because I cannot see through iron sights very well on the non-Russian guns. Some of them are great, like M16. I love M16 iron sights. That's why I use it more than AK-47 some way. But so I don't know. I just found that non-Russian guns, I just cannot use them because of the iron sights, and iron sights usually get me killed. So this was the end of my Russian Power episode 9. I hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a like. I would really appreciate it. And rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. The Droids 2 is turning off. Final score was 23 and 6.